Something has awoken in Runeterra. Something ancient, something terrible. The ageless horror known as Fiddlesticks stalks the edge of mortal society, drawn to the areas thick with paranoia and feasts upon terrorized victims. Wielding a jagged scythe, the haggard, makeshift creature reaps fear itself, shattering the minds of those unlucky enough to survive in its wake. Beware the sounding of crows, or the whispering of a shape that appear almost human. Fiddlesticks has returned. Greetings summoners, and welcome back to Lots of Lore. Today I give to you the bio of Fiddlesticks, the ancient evil. The bit you just heard was the teaser text for Fiddlesticks on his champion page in Universe. But now, lean back and enjoy the bio. Long, long ago, in a tower by the edge of the sea, a foolish young mage summoned something into the world that he was not prepared to control. What stepped before the boy was something older than recorded history, something darker than a yawning starless night, something the world had desperately tried to forget. And in an instant, the mage, the creature, and the tower itself were lost to all of time. At least, that's what the story says. In the Freljord, children fighting each other around the fire, with tales of a monster that raises itself from underneath the graves in the ice. Its body a shamble mess of helmets, bucklers, fur and wood. In Bilgewater, drunken sailors trade accounts of something standing alone on a tiny distant atoll from which no one has ever returned. An old Targonian legend speaks of how a child of twilight stole the only joy from a wrecked, whispering horror, while a veteran Noxan soldier preferred the fable of a lonely farmhand who was blamed for a poor harvest and fed to the crows, later returning to the world as a demon. Demacia, Ixtal, Pildover, Ionia, Shurima. In every country of Runeterra, these myths proceeds, reshaped, respun, and passed down by countless generations of storytellers. Stories of things that looks almost human and stalks places thick with fear. But these are simple fables to frighten young children. No one would ever be afraid of a silly old monster called Fiddlesticks. Until now. Something has awoken in Demacia's hinterland, drawn by the climate of rising fear and paranoia. Rural protectors, separated from the capital by 100 miles of farmland, are emptying in mere days. Travelers vanish from the old footpath. Guard patrols fail to report back from the edges of the kingdom. And wild-eyed survivors clawing at their face from the safety of a roadside taverns, wailing of crows that aren't crows, sound that aren't sounds, and a lopsided horror in the shape of a scarecrow that croaks in the stolen voices of the dead. Most blame rogue mages. Such accusations are common in these days of rebellion. Yet the truth is far worse. Something has returned, just as it had in that fictitious tale of a young mage in his seaside tower. An evil gone from the world for numberless centuries, long enough that the warning of nascent humanity passed into rumors, then myth, then legend, until all that remains were simple fables. An entity so utterly alien that it defies almost all contemporary knowledge of magic, so impossibly ancient that it has always been, so universally feared that even animals grow nervous when someone speaks its name. In the wake of this revival, another tale, nearly lost to memory, has seen a resurgence throughout the hinterland. A legend of a great evil that has no form, no thoughts, and no understanding of the world it inhabits, instead building itself into the crude shape of those that fear it. The terror of a living thing giving life in the terrible first scream of creation. A demon before demons were known. At least, that's what the story says. But Fiddlesticks is real. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the incredibly short bio of Fiddlesticks, the Ancient Fear. He will get a color story as soon as he's released to the game. Therefore, I suggest you subscribe to the channel if you want more awesome lore in the future, because I'll be releasing that as soon as it's out. But until next time, enjoy.